first vlog video, and we're doing it at Merit. Mert, where's Mert? There's Mert. Yep. This video is gonna look really weird because my phone's sideways, and now I'm about to switch to a camera. I'm about to do some whole weird shit. But I can't. I'm not gonna cuss on this channel a lot either, guys. That was a mistake. That's why it's the first one. Okay, so what we're gonna do today, we are gonna do upper chest. I'm gonna show you how to hit your upper chest, this shelf part of your chest. Makes you look like a superhero. Makes girls pass out when you walk by. All right, we're gonna go over what to do and what not to do when you're trying to grow the top of your chest. All right, big mistake is most people bring their elbows down towards their shoulders. So you see how my elbows are coming, they're flaring out and up towards my shoulders instead of down and towards my hips. All right, the issue with this is it creates shoulder impingements, and it makes it very easy to injure your shoulders, and you're not getting any upper chest work. The second mistake that a lot of people make is this excessive arch of the back, which is actually only efficient if you're a power lifter and you're worried about getting the weight up as fast as you can. But we are worried about targeting the upper chest, and this will not do that for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean when I'm talking about your elbows flaring up. So this is what I mean by when I say winged out, right? So my elbows are up towards my shoulders like that. So you see how my chest isn't getting much contraction, right? But when you're down here, okay, you take your elbows down like that and you push. You see how now my entire chest is contracting. Now you can see all of the muscle fibers in my chest activating and being stimulated. And that's how you want to feel when you're on the incline bench. So now we're going to go over all of the right things to do from this side angle. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead, make sure my grip is nice and tight. I'm going to take it over my chest, and you see how my elbows are now coming down towards my hips. Now I'm not over exaggerating it. I'm still making sure my elbows are coming out to a certain extent, but I'm also making sure that they're not coming out so much that they're now winged up towards my shoulders. Okay, so we got the elbows down towards the hips. My back is super crazy flat. My abs are contracted, and I'm not going to a full lockout. That way I can keep the tension trapped in the upper chest the entire duration of the exercise. So now we're going to go into the grip width. And this is something that is extremely important. I call it in my program stacking the joints. So you can see my wrists are inside of my elbows and not right over top of my elbows. Okay, so I ideally would like to stack the joints. So you want your wrist right over top of your elbows instead of my elbows coming down and flaring out like that. So a lot of times guys will come down straight, then they'll push and their elbows will flare out like that. All right, so you also want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So you can see I come down and then elbows are flaring out. All right, that puts unnecessary stress on the shoulders. Now this another way that people mess up on grip is being out too wide like this. Okay, so the fact that the joints aren't stacked right here, you can see my wrist is obviously way outside of my elbows. The issue with this is it's just, again, it's putting unnecessary stress on your shoulder joint, and it's really making it tough for you to target that upper part of your chest where you're trying to create that shelf at. All right, so now I'm going to show you the correct way that you want to do it. So first things first, in order to find where my grip width is, I stick my hands straight up in the air over my shoulders and then move them out just like you just saw I just did, because your grip is usually somewhere a little bit outside of shoulder width. I'm going to carry it over my chest, and I'm coming down through stacked joints now here, see? So it's okay that at the bottom my elbows come a little bit in towards my lats, because what I'm doing is I'm actually thinking about pulling the bar down. All right, so that's actually okay, but you want to make sure that through the majority of the movement the joints are stacked on the way down, and then you can see on the way up it's also going through a stacked joint movement. I also would advise you to stop at about 90% of a lockout, so don't lock the arms out completely. Stop right before the arms lock, all right? Now this next mistake here is a huge one. Having the wrist bent back like this is really bad for your wrist joints, and it also puts unnecessary stress on the shoulders. So it's making it really hard for you to really attack those muscle fibers in the upper chest, so you want to make sure that you keep those wrists super straight. So as you can see now, this is the right way. So my wrists are neutral. It almost looks like I'm trying to punch the ceiling. And the easiest way to do this, well, I should say, the reason why most people's wrists bend back is because the bar is across the inside of their knuckles. You can see that the bar is across the bottom of my palm. So it's at the base of my palm. making it easier to keep my wrist straight and keep tension trapped in my upper chest. So the reason why people will struggle with having the elbows forward is if they're thinking about putting the bar at the top of their chest. So you can see when I have the bar at the top of my chest that it makes my elbows flare out, right? Like we talked about, we didn't want the elbows flaring out towards the shoulders. So here in a second, I'm gonna bring the bar over the middle of my chest instead of over the top of my chest. And it's gonna make it easier for me to bring my elbows forward towards my hips, keeping my back nice and straight, really thinking about pressing through the upper chest. And you can see here that my muscles in my upper chest are getting fired a lot harder when I do them just like this and think about placing the bar in the middle of my chest as opposed to the top of my chest.